But like I was saying, the end result I'm looking for isn't a gorilla skull. It's a kind of a metallic, chopped up Terminator skull. So all of that work we did on Z-remeshing and projecting and getting a nice sculptable detail, we're going to go ahead and lose that, because what I'm going to do is, remember when we were talking about, if you're going to make any drastic changes, like if you go to BSH, your snake hook brush, if you're going to do anything like this, go ahead and keep it Dynamesh, because right now you'd have to Z-remesh this and project the detail back, or turn on free subdivisions if you want to do anything crazy and Z-remesh, anything like that. It's kind of not worth it while you're just figuring things out. So while I'm figuring things out, I'm just going to go through here and I'm actually going to re-Dynamesh this mesh. Now remember, I've saved a version of this as a gorilla skull, so we'll go ahead and save this as we continue working, we'll say this is Apenator 05. So we've got a gorilla skull saved off. That's perfect for what we were going to need to continue this as like a scientific study. But as we go through and make this a hard surface study, kind of fan art, this detail and stuff isn't going to do us much good. So I went ahead and Dynamesh this. Of course, we're going to lose our geometry. And in fact, I'm actually going to Dynamesh this at an even lower resolution. Let's get back down to like 128. So under your geometry subtool menu, we'll drop this down. Because what we're going to end up doing is going through and making a hard surface version of this skull. Now, kind of looking around, there's a lot of different versions of Terminator you can look at. You've got the Dark Fate Terminator, you've got like Terminator 2, you've got Terminator Salvation, you've got the old school Terminator, I think this is Terminator 3 or something, the T1s. So a lot of different Terminators to pull from, and you know what? We'll look at all of them and kind of see if anything kind of jumps out at us as we explore what we want this one to look like. But the big takeaway, and we'll go ahead and pull this one up, is we're looking for, it's still organic, but we're going to have nice, smooth, organic shapes, but it's going to have a very hard surface flare to it. It's also going to be chopped up. So again, in fact, let's make this even lower. Let's put this down to like 96. And then we'll re-Dynamesh. We're just dropping this resolution down. If it doesn't take, remember you can, 128. There we go. And again, if we're just figuring things out and getting our main forms back, you don't want to work at a super high resolution. This one might be a little bit low for doing hard surface work, so let's put that back up. Let's hit Control Z a couple times, and we'll put this up to like 176. There we go, a little happy medium. And same thing for the jaw here. And when you're subdividing, you have subdivision history and you're going to Dynamesh mode, just go ahead and hit no. You don't want to freeze subdivision levels. There is a world where you can freeze subdivision levels and you can go into Dynamesh and then you can project your detail back, but in this case, that's not something I'm really interested in. The one thing I am going to leave alone is the teeth. You're going to see in these Terminator heads, the teeth are fairly humanoid and accurate, so we're not going to stylize those. On the Dark Fate one, it actually does look a little more stylized and metallic, I suppose. The enamel got burnt off or something, or in the future, I suppose. These guys don't need to have skin or anything, so I'm not sure the lore there, but we're going to go ahead and stick with the gorillas are going to have fairly realistic teeth. So we'll go ahead and leave those alone and leave the subdivision history on there.